Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. In the last part we cleared the rest of Dewford Gym, so we are gonna go, of course, take on Brawly now. I did put Ralts in the lead. I'm not gonna show you because I just want to get this quickly and finish as soon as possible. So Brawly has 3 Pokemon. He has a Machop, a Meditite, and a Makuhita. Overall, very threatening team for at this point. The Machop is not that threatening, but it can get out of hand because, well, yeah, there's different things that could go wrong. It does have focus energy if I remember correctly, so do be careful of crits. I'm a little underleveled for this fight, so I guess there's a first time for everything. Karate Chop, that's gonna suck. With focus energy, that Karate Chop probably would have crit, so I'll be glad for that. Now, Meditite does have Focus Punch. So what I'm going to do here is go to Marshtomp because it's my only for sure Pokemon that might live if it comes down to it. So let's see. I'm going to take the chance on Mudshot. Reflect. That sucks. Reflect lasts for 5 turns and halves my physical damage, which means Water Gun's going to be the way to go here. Yeah, let's just do this. Water Gun. Light Screen, you're just being a douche. Light Screen does the same thing as Reflect, except on the opposite side, so I think I'll just Water Gun. Focus Punch. This is a huge charge-up move. The charging up portion has the highest priority, which means that you'll always see it first, and I'm actually not going to threaten a miss here. Especially since that's going to happen. But if the Pokemon is hit by any other move, it will lose concentration and not be able to, of course, punch you in the face very hard. And we're doing 0 damage. Reflect wore off, so we're just going to Mudshot. This is kind of threatening because if I do miss this, 95% accurate. Oh, there we go. Can you take a Focus Punch, Marshtomp? This is Stab. Ooh. We're going to use Water Gun here. We're not taking a chance on the miss. This is also super threatening because he does have a Makuhita in the back, which can get out of hand, though I have to hope Ralts will handle it. Level 18, which is nice. Ralts, half health about. This can be close. I have to hope Ralts can handle this. Come on. Show me what you got. Thick Fat. Well, that makes sense. Though, the only way you'd be able to have a fire move is if you pick Torchic. So. And Ralts did it in one shot, which is always nice to see. Probably the nature coming in handy. We learned Teleport, which is completely useless for a player, but really annoying on the enemy Pokemon. So we won against Brawly, which is very nice. We can now use Flash outside of battle. He will also give us the TM Bulk Up, which surprisingly we didn't see at all. Usually I see his Machop use it, or I believe Meditite has. No, does it? Or is it Makuhita? One of the two has it, and I usually see it in the fight. Bulk Up, what it does is it's a fighting type move that raises your attack and defense by 1 stage. There you go. He just said it. And we also got his phone number, which is something I want to talk about real quick before we get into the deeper parts of Granite Cave to deliver this letter. When it comes to Gym Leader rematches, I'll be trying to cover them, but they are very sporadic. You have to understand that it is very likely you will go the whole entire game, do all the post-game stuff, and only get maybe 1 Gym Leader rematch, if you're lucky. It's that rare. I don't know if I'm gonna farm it. There are possible ways of doing it, or what, but I will try and at least get 1 Gym Leader rematch, so it is, you can see it. Wow, I didn't read that sign ever. Alright, Granite Cave. We did not pick up Flash last time, so we're gonna talk to this guy. Oh. I did pick it up. Did I already give it? No, I didn't, because I don't have a Sableye. Do I have Pokeballs? Alright, my mindset's not great, apparently. So, I forgot to switch my lead. Crap. Though, we can just clear out Makuhita real quick, not too bad. I want Zubat to get some training in, of course. It's getting close to level 16, which it then gets Bite, which while it's not its better attacking stat, it's still better than nothing. I will take it, and the flinch chance will go far. So, when it comes to the deeper portions of Granite Cave, there are 3 new Pokemon to be had here. One of them is Ruby exclusive for this point in the game, though Emerald players can get it later, and Sapphire's out of luck. But here's one. We'll talk about this one. I was hoping to talk about this one last, but this is Aron. Aron is a rock steel type. Overall, very high defense, very high attack for this point in the game, and once it evolves, it goes higher and higher. Problem, if you recognize the types I said, it is 4 times weak to fighting and ground. And while ground isn't necessarily the most common type in the game, fighting is. You see a lot of fighting types and a lot of fighting type moves. Brick Break is pretty common. Overall, it's not too bad, except that its evolutions come very late at level 32 and then 42 for Lairon and Aggron respectively. So it's hard to really recommend. I'm gonna Supersonic you. So this is Sableye. This is a Ghost Dark type, and I really wish Supersonic had hit, but it didn't. This is actually what I have for a planned HM slave. Now, the reason I didn't immediately go search for like Tentacool is that Flash is not really in the way, so to say. I don't really need it that badly. I can walk through Granite Cave by myself, but it's not that great viewing experience. But we have one in our way, though its catch rate is very low. If I remember correctly, it's 45, or maybe a little higher, 60 around there. Alright, perfect amount. Let's hope Marshtomp can take most of this damage. Of course, it can take 4 more of those, but God, why did I do that? Why? I didn't push up. I didn't push up. I don't even have an excuse. I didn't push up. I actually just did not. Alright, let's go Marshtomp again. Let's repeat this. How did I do that? Let's talk about Sableye though. Sableye is Ghost and Dark type, meaning at this point in the series, she doesn't have weaknesses. It has a decent move pool. It learns Shadow Ball around 41. It gets Fake Out. It gets a bunch of utility stuff that's not necessarily great for it, but works. Overall, it's not the worst Ghost type you could pick up, but it's lacking in some areas. You are going to definitely see it fall behind your other team members. It has less than stellar stats overall. It really just isn't that great of a Pokemon. When it comes to like overall usage, it doesn't have great matchups either. Just because everything is neutral to it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna live everything. Thunderbolt hurts it just the same, even though it's not super effective because of the low special defense stat. Overall, it's not the most stellar Pokemon, though I'm gonna use it for an HM slave, so there you go. The other Pokemon found in this cave is, of course, Mawile. I don't know why I said of course, because you shouldn't know it, or you should, depending if you played it. But when it comes to what it is a pure steel type with the ability, the accessibility to get the ability Intimidate. It also has the ability Hyper Cutter, though don't get that in my opinion. Intimidate's much better for this game. When it comes to use in-game, it kind of sucks, to be honest. It's probably the worst of the 3 here. It has no stab attacks. It does get iron defense, but that's not going to hit anyone. And overall, it has the same issue as Sableye, where its stats don't really meet what you want. It doesn't meet expectations. It doesn't do that well overall. when it comes to the best teammate here, if you're going long term, Aron by far. If you're going short term, Sableye. And don't ever pick up Mawile. And of course you Harden. I'm actually going to see if Water Gun can kill you because they're not very specially defensive, these Arons. So, easy cannon fodder. We should be making it to the end of Granite Cave pretty soon. Though, with this wild encounter rate, it's definitely going by slow. So, I guess I should talk about the possible things that could happen on your journey. I haven't mentioned any of this so far because, well, there's not been a lot of dead space. So, there's a chance for what is known as a shiny Pokemon. It is a 1 in 8,192 chance in generations 2 and 3. Overall, it's very rare, and it's a recolorization of a Pokemon's sprite. So, in this case of Zubat being purple and somewhat pink, it's more of a green with a darker wing, so to say. Actually, Zubat being shiny is actually very ugly, and I don't want to ever see it. Really ugly. But it is a very rare chance, and if you ever see one, apparently you can just not care because it's so common nowadays that people hunt for these shinies. It's actually kind of sad because I'm a fan of shiny hunting. I get kind of excited for it, but I also get kind of, what's the word? I don't know, I kind of disregard it because it used to be that shinies, when I played Pokemon, were the rare once every couple games. Like, I'm talking, I would go through Pokemon Crystal and then Emerald, and then I get one shiny besides the Gyarados that you catch in Crystal. Besides, ignoring that, that's not a true shiny in my opinion. Well, it is, but you know what I mean. But you would find that one wild shiny, and that would make both playthroughs just amazing. You would have this energy, you'd be so excited because it's pure chance, you're not looking for it. And it also creates some really awkward memories where you realize you are out of Pokeballs, you were very low on health, or the famous Geodude you self-destruct. Stuff like that. Overall, like, I'm not a big fan of shiny hunting in general. I do somewhat watch every now and then, but to me, there's something taken away from shiny hunting that you get in a normal playthrough. Like I said, where you run out of Pokeballs, you're like, oh, how could I be so dumb? Or where you're fighting and you self-destruct, the amount of rage that goes through your body is actually amazing. And then you just feel, you go through the 5 stages of grief pretty fast. You're in denial, like, wait, can it even learn self-destruct? And you're like, yes, it can. And you're just, you're going through the stages, and it's actually really funny. I like it when you find a actual shiny in the wild and you go through the emotions in your voice. It's actually probably, it sounds sick, but it's actually my favorite thing to just watch. Is the people that get their hopes up, they're like, a shiny Aron, and then surprise, you crit it, or surprise, you're out of Pokeballs, surprise, something or other where it just completely shuts them down. I'm having way too much enjoyment talking about it, let alone if I was watching it. So, I think I'm going to end it here. We didn't reach the end of Granite Cave because the wild Pokemon are a big issue, actually. And also, Zubat's not leveling up, which is disappointing. We got the Everstone, which is a piece of crap. You equip this, and you do not have to push B to stop an evolution. So next time, we are gonna, of course, finish Granite Cave and talk to someone here, deliver a letter, and we actually get a pretty good thing from it. So I hope to see you guys then. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe, like, or comment, whichever thing you prefer. And I hope to see you guys next time. And of course, till then.